Everybody, we just did ACC reactions, so now, of course, you already know what it is going to happen. We are going to do ACC week number 5 predictions. If you are new to the channel here, we do ACC reactions and predictions. We do that for all the conferences, all the Power 4 conferences, throughout the week, where we break the games down, then predict them the next video. So hit that sub button, leave a comment down below if you are into college football. Again, lots of stuff happened yesterday with CeeDee Lamb being out and Tyler Booker being out. The Giants made a cute quarterback change in Jackson Dart today as well around the National Football League, which is, of course, time to do that. We're going to talk about that in our NFL reaction video later today, so stay tuned for that. Bruce Pearl retiring as the Auburn head coach, and then, of course, Mike Gundy being gone out of Oklahoma State. So lots of stuff happening in the news wheel today. Obviously, hit that sub button, leave a comment down below so you don't miss out on any of the latest videos. The SEC is planning to release the schedule for the next 4 or 5 years for each conference, or for each team in the conference tonight. So we will have a video probably tomorrow breaking all of that stuff down, along with our reactions and predictions, and of course our NFL prediction video. So stay tuned for that. Hit that sub button. Lots of content coming your way. I'm just super excited to get things rolling. Hit that sub button, leave a comment down below so you don't miss out on any of our latest videos. Friday, I do have the PSA order back, so we'll have a fun video there for you guys as well. So hit that sub button so you don't miss out on any of the latest videos. And without further ado, let's go ahead and hop into these ACC week number 5 predictions. Alright, so kicking us off on Friday night in ACC play, we got Florida State going into Virginia, and Virginia coming off of their first loss, a win, a shutout win at home against Stanford to open up their conference play. Florida State has yet to start conference play, so they are 3-0 with the win over Alabama, which is why they are ranked in the top 10. Thomas Castellanos is the guy for the Florida State Seminoles. The dude can ball. I expect him to go out there, ball out against a very lackluster Virginia defense. Yes, we saw what this defense did against Stanford, but that's against, again, a very terrible Stanford offense. I don't know what other word to use it right there, as the Cardinals offense is not that good this year. Hopefully Andrew Luck can get it going over there, but Florida State should be able to handle Virginia with ease, of course, on the road to open up conference play. I expect Thomas Castellanos to come out ready to go, and I would be shocked if Virginia got the win at home against Florida State. I would take the money line here. Of course, Florida State 6.5. I would take the over. I think that this game is, of course, going to be a much larger spread than what it actually is, as Thomas Castellanos and Florida State will get the job done on the road at Virginia to open up conference play. All right, moving on to Saturday here. Of course, there are 5 or 6 games on Saturday. Not a whole lot going for us in the ACC, and that's okay. We got Georgia Tech going into Wake Forest to kick off the slate at 11 a.m. This is going to be a fun one, man. I'm expecting Robbie Ashford to ball out in this matchup. I really am. I like this Wake Forest squad. I think they're a very underrated Wake Forest squad. They're 0-1 in conference play, and I could totally see them getting an upset win over Georgia Tech. I believe they're coming off a bye week, or of course they're coming off a week where they play Temple, where of course they took the starters out. Last week, or 2 weeks ago, they played Clemson, so they're still riding high off of that. Maybe they overlook Wake Forest and go on in the next game. I'm not sure who's on their schedule right now, but Haynes King didn't play the greatest in that Temple matchup, right? He only was like 11 for 16, and of course 2 touchdown passes on the day for him. So if Wake Forest can hold Haynes King and contain him, then they have a shot. And if Robbie Ashford balls out, which I think he does, I expect Wake Forest to win this game. I'm going to go with Wake Forest here. I know it's a stretch to pick them here, but if I had to choose, this would be my upset pick of the week because of Robbie Ashford. I know he's thrown 3 interceptions on the year so far, but I would expect that to change because Georgia Tech's games that they've been in have been all shootouts. So if Robbie Ashford can get the ball to his playmakers and let them run in the open field and let them make some moves, then maybe this Georgia Tech defense will be caught off guard a little bit, which is why I'm going to go with Wake Forest to upset Georgia Tech at home in their in ACC game number 2. Moving on, we got Duke at Syracuse, two teams that are coming off a shocking win for each of their respective schools. Duke coming off of that big-time win against NC State this past Saturday. Syracuse coming off of a banger win against Clemson in the second half after the weather delay. I struggle with who to pick here because Duke is a 6.5-point favorite on the road, right? We saw what their offense could do against that NC State defense and Ronnie Royal, of course, in that game number 1. They are 1-0 to start ACC play. So is Syracuse, though. Syracuse quarterback Angeli is the better quarterback. However, I'm going to go with Duke just because I'm wearing the shirt and I'm wearing the hat. I think Duke's going to get this job done, man. I have no reason not to pick them. They scored 45 points against a very decent NC State defense. If they can do or kind of replicate that into this game in week number 5, then they have a shot, ladies and gentlemen. Yes, you heard that correctly. Give me the Duke Blue Devils as they will go on the road in ACC play and get the job done to improve to 2-0 on the year and shock a lot of people. Moving on to our third game on Saturday. Like I said, there's only about 6 games or so because a couple of these teams are on a bye week for this week. Louisville at Pittsburgh, another really good matchup here in ACC play to open up the year. Louisville 3-0, Pittsburgh is 2-1, of course, with that lone loss being, I believe, in week number 1. Louisville, they are riding hot right now. Quarterback transfer Miller Moss has been balling out right now offensively. I expect nothing less against a very lackluster Pittsburgh defense. Give me the Louisville Cardinals here because of Miller Moss. I think Miller Moss is going to throw for like 4 touchdowns or something like that this game. Louisville, the line is 4.5 right now, but I do not think this game is going to be close whatsoever. Give me the Cardinals as they will get the job done on the road in the 2:30 game. Moving on, we got Cal at Boston College. I'm going to be quite real with y'all. I don't know who to pick in this matchup. We know what Cal is coming off of. That blowout loss to, of course, San Diego State on the road where their offense just looked horrid. We know Boston College fired their head coach a couple of weeks ago. They have been struggling as well. However, they are 0-1 to start ACC play. Cal has yet to play an ACC game. Give me Cal, though. I think that they should be just fine. I think that Brian Harsin is going to get them rolling for this matchup. I think this is going to be a lot easier of a matchup than, of course, San Diego State. However, I'm not going to be shocked if Boston College does get the win because it is at home for them. However, I'm going to go with Cal. I think like I said, Brian Harsin and company should be able to get the job done as they will improve to 4-1 on the year. Next game up, we got Virginia Tech at NC State. You already know who I'm picking. I'm picking the Wolfpack to bounce back, ladies and gentlemen. Yes, Virginia Tech also firing their head coach 3 weeks into the year. I know they're coming off of a big-time loss to Duke, but I expect their offense to get right here in their in their third ACC conference play game as Virginia Tech has been struggling. Give me NC State as they will get the job done at home against Virginia Tech. Last but certainly not least, how can we forget there is no late ACC matchup tonight or this week? Is San Jose State going into Stanford. I'm going to be quite real with y'all. I don't know who to pick in this one either because both teams are just so bad, right? I guess I'm going to go with the Power 4 conference team in Stanford. However, they did lose to Hawaii in week number 0. So I don't really know who. This matchup is definitely a toss-up. No wonder tickets are only like $8 or so, which is absolutely crazy for an ACC type of game. Give me Stanford, though. I think the offense does have a really good game this week. I know their quarterback did struggle in that week 0 matchup, but has been picking up and getting better every other week, which is why I'm going to go with Stanford to get the job done at home against San Jose State to close us out on Saturday night. Anyway, that is going to do it for today's video. Let me know what you thought of ACC reactions in the comments down below, or predictions rather. Don't forget to like, subscribe, turn that bell on as we do our best to post on this channel every single day. I'm going to hop off, get this edited so you guys can watch it on time. Later today, we will, of course, preview the rest of the MLB season. We will also, of course, react to the NFL games that were played this weekend. So stay tuned for that. Hit that sub button, leave a comment down below so you don't miss out on any of the latest videos. Thank you all so much for watching this one. I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.